Hi, this is Alex Poorman, and I'm with Katie at SakuraCon, and she's going to talk a little bit about her wonderful art. So, Katie, if you could describe a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I've been drawing dragons since I was 9. At least that's the earliest sketchbook that I found with a dragon in it, or something that looks kind of like a dragon. I'm assuming that interest started with the Anne McCaffrey books. My sister used to read those a lot. So I've been doing a lot of this fantasy work, kind of mixed with wildlife. For as long as I can remember, I was a big Bob Ross fan, so that kind of started the landscape thing.
Oh, fantastic.
And we got dragons, yeah, and then like fantasy creatures, so kind of like mix that together.
So you said wildlife, so you actually learn proper anatomy, on learning how to draw animals?
Yeah, for a lot of it. So, Bob Ross was my inspiration for landscapes, but for wildlife, my dad, we grew up in Montana. I grew up in Montana, so wildlife is kind of a big part of my childhood and the way that I grew up. And I used to participate in duck stamp competitions. So it's a very realistic. So duck stamps are a wildlife conservation program, and they're just actual stamps. You buy them to go hunting, or you can buy them and that money goes to wetland conservation.
Well, that's fantastic.
Each state has competitions that's just like you draw a pair of wood ducks or mallards or whatever, and then you enter it and you get prizes and stuff, and then it goes up the line, and eventually the one is chosen for that year. Only one stamp is chosen, but it was a competition I did for a while, and so that was like the wildlife thing, and it still influences my art a lot today. So you can see that a lot in it.
And then, so you've definitely done a good amount of convention circuits.
I have. So I've actually only been doing this professionally, and I mean professionally like full-time, for the past 3 years. I started doing conventions, or I was introduced to them about 2008. There was like a little anime show in Denver called Nandesukan that I did a few times. And I did that show like once a year, and it was like the highlight of my year. And then I moved to Seattle about 5 or 6 years ago, and I started noticing there's these huge conventions here, like Emerald City Comic Con and SakuraCon, and I just really got into it, and I'm like, man, I can do this. Like, I love doing this. And
it is a fantastic part of the thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I believe that I met you either at EC3 or Rose City. I know it was one of the con circuits
I was doing Emerald City before I started doing Rose City. That was when I started. I got a car that I could actually load and bring everything out of state. So I started with Emerald City, and then Rose City was kind of like after that, and I just kind of ad shows each year.
And as a artist that does dragons fantasy, do you feel like this is a good convention, even though it's very anime-oriented?
It is for me. I've been doing it long enough, though, that I've kind of figured out the different audiences for each convention as well, which does matter. But with anime, a lot of it is fantasy-based. So there's not a very big jump from anime to dragons and creatures. And so a lot of the people that love anime generally also love dragons and the things that I do. So it's a good mix. So it offers something fresh, I think, to the anime crowd, and still kind of like within their realm.
And now I do have one other question for you. Is there any anime that inspires you?
The anime that I watch probably doesn't inspire many of the dragons that I do, but I do watch anime. Usually it's like Netflix series. My husband and I love to just kind of binge watch it once in a while. So I definitely do watch it, but as far as like what inspires me, I think nature kind of pulls more of my heartstrings on the dragon front.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, definitely thank you very much. This is Alex Poorman at SakuraCon with Miniature Dragons Comics, with Katie saying thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.